You might have heard that your child could use a sensory diet, but you're not sure where to start. Maybe you've heard about some sensory ideas, but you're not sure if they're actually effective. You could even have your hands on a list of sensory ideas you think could work for your kid, but you're not sure how to squeeze them into your day. You're in luck because my name is Christina and I'm a pediatric occupational therapist with Bright and Early OT, and I'm here to give you the basic rundown on what a sensory diet is, what you should include in a sensory diet, and how to get started on a sensory diet. Before we get too deep into it, remember that this video is for general education purposes only. Seek professional guidance for your particular situation. So first of all, what is a sensory diet? I don't love the term sensory diet or sensory activities. I like to think about creating a sensory lifestyle for your kid and helping your kid lead a sensory rich life. Think about how your child spends most of his day. What type of sensations or feelings are making up his experience? There are the obvious ones, like things that he can touch, see, smell, taste, and hear. But there's also 3 other senses that are just now gaining more and more popularity and visibility, but they've been there the whole time. They're your sense of movement, which is your vestibular system, and your sense of body awareness, body position, that's your proprioceptive system, and your interoception. That's your sense of things going on inside the body, knowing when you're sleepy or hungry or need to go to the bathroom. Your kid needs to develop a strong sense of who he is physically before he's going to be successful interacting with the world around him. He needs to learn how to move, how much pressure to put on objects. He needs to know where his body parts are. It all starts here, and then he can start to understand the things that he sees and hears. Those are things in his environment and how they relate to him, but he has to understand where he is first. That was a little bit about what a sensory rich life is. And now we're going to talk about what it should include. A good bet to start with creating a sensory rich life is with proprioception. Your child needs to learn where he ends and the world begins. This is a safe place to start because it's not like you can really have too much proprioceptive input, and it is really such a big key to learning and good behavior. A sensory lifestyle includes things like pushing, pulling, climbing, crawling. So what does that look like? You can be going on walks more with your kid. He could be climbing play structures. He can be pushing chairs. He can be doing beginner yoga or just general exercises. He can be helping you drag a comforter or sheets to the washer. Your child can help you put away groceries. Your child can be into gardening. Your child can be building a fort. What it actually looks like can be hundreds of things. Try to think about what all those experiences feel like in your body. It's active. You're pushing, pulling, moving, climbing. That's what they all revolve around. Getting proprioceptive input throughout the day can help your kid learn to pay attention and sleep better because he's actually tiring his body out. General movement sends endorphins throughout your child's body, which helps with his mood. Believe it or not, moving is tied to more vocalizations too. The more your child moves around his world, the more likely he is to make sounds, which eventually lead to words. I told you this was going to blow your mind. Okay, so how do you start? Again, look for opportunities to include all the things that we just talked about. Proprioceptive input is a natural part of life. It's naturally rewarding and fun. But with the trend of more sit-down activities throughout our lives, we need to make an extra effort to include proprioceptive input. It's a good idea to start with things that your child can feel, interact with, manipulate, stuff like that. Think about it. What are some of the most memorable lessons in your life? Did they come from a lecture, or did they come from sensory rich, hands-on, fun experiences? If your young child has a hard time sitting still, Try to teach things to him through movement. Can you add movement to a puzzle? This is the reason why occupational therapists love obstacle courses, because you can tie in really anything you want, but it has the added element of fun and added challenge of movement. So try to get your kid to understand even the concept of obstacle course. You do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and you keep doing it over and over to keep learning and keep refining movements. Another good place to start is just looking at what your child already likes to do. These urges within us to move and to touch things are natural. And I don't know where I heard this, but it really stuck with me, and I try to do it in my own practice. But look for the glimmers in his life, not the triggers. You can see it on his face when he's actually learning. He has a big smile, he's relaxed, everything is light and easy. Those are signals that he's ready to learn. If he's sleepy or just upset, not paying attention, fussy, he's not in his best state to learn. So another way to live a sensory rich lifestyle is to decrease screen time. Even educational videos, they're not ready for it. They don't understand what a triangle is unless they've felt it. It's not that screens are bad, it's just that let's look at the sensory components that involve looking at a screen, and it's just sitting. If your kid is watching screens, are there things that you can put on that involve movement? So maybe they could be some sort of exercise videos or activity videos or song videos. Something that gets them up and moving is going to be what you want to look for. And the last thing you can do is get professional help. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. I'm just trying to keep it beginner friendly right now. Now that you know what a sensory lifestyle is and what it should include, I hope the juices are flowing in your brain about what that could look like for your kid and your family. Remember, with every activity, pay attention to all the sensations that go into it, and especially the sense of movement and the sense of his body. These sensations are nourishment for your child's mind, and he needs these sensations early on in his life. If you'd like help creating a sensory lifestyle for your kid, and if your family lives in California or Texas, you're in luck, because I'm a virtual occupational therapist. I'm available now for free consultations. You can call me at 619-631-5398 or email me at Christina, that's Christina, at brightandearlyot.com. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, drop it down in the comments below.